Namaste, welcome. This is Kimberley Roberts of SolefulYin, and today we are going to do a Yin Yoga pose to help stimulate and bring balance into the lung, large intestine, small intestine, and heart meridian lines. And for those of you folks who may not necessarily be as versed in all the meridian theory, from a physical perspective, what we're going to be doing is allowing the front body to release tension, as well as the thoracic spine, so the space between the shoulder blades. Okay. This pose is not typically recommended for people with any shoulder or neck issues, so if that is something that you are dealing with, then please ensure that you check with a physician first to make sure whether or not that you would be suitable to do this posture. I usually recommend having a block. If you don't have a yoga block, what you can use for this particular pose today is you can either use some stacked up blankets, rolled up towels, or even cushions. Okay? We're going to be holding this pose for a couple of minutes. I encourage and I highly recommend that when you're doing this at home, and once you're comfortable with this pose, you can start to do this and hold it a little bit longer. We'll be doing it on the right side, and then we'll be doing it again on the left side. And if you're ever at a point where, say you've eaten something that either didn't agree with you, and it's kind of just stuck in your stomach, and it's kind of moving through its way into the small intestine, or say you ate something that, God forbid, you ate something that was bad, and you ended up with food poisoning. This is a great pose to do to just help move things through the small and large intestine, okay? And the reason why I talk about the heart and the lung paired with this is because in Chinese medicine, the lung and the large intestine are two paired organs, and they work together synergistically from an energetic and emotional and mental perspective. Okay, physically, they obviously have different functions, but in Chinese medicine, they work together. Same with the heart and the small intestines. Okay, so they work together as well on an energetic, emotional, and mental perspective. And it's all about releasing sadness, grief, and depression. So again, another really great pose for that, but also really good for improving your digestive system, okay? Often when the small intestine is either blocked or there's holes because you've got leaky gut, things just don't absorb properly in the small intestine, and so you end up eating all this food but not getting all the benefits and not getting all the nutrients from the food that you need because you're not properly absorbing it through the small intestine. So this pose is really great for that. Okay, so we're going to start by coming to a tabletop position, and I like to have my block handy. I'm going to be placing it on a horizontal level as such on towards the floor. Okay, from here, I'm going to come down onto both of my forearms, and I'm going to take my left forearm so it's right in front of my block. So you see, I'm going to be on an angle like this where the forearm is parallel with my block. My palm is facing down, my elbow is down. From here, I'm going to rest my forehead onto the block, and I'm going to extend my right arm forward. How much you extend that right arm forward really depends on you. If you're really tight through your shoulder, you're probably going to want to bring it in a little bit closer so that maybe even the elbow is bent. Nothing wrong with that. And here you want your hips so that they're in line with your knees, and you want your belly to actually drop and hang down. Okay, so you're not engaging, you're not holding on to any of the musculature of your body. It's sometimes really odd to think about just letting your belly drop, but really just let it go, let it hang, so that you're getting a nice stretch through the abdomen. But between the shoulder blades, where there's a little bit of compression there, that allows for a really good release from a physical perspective, okay? So I'm going to get myself into the position here. I'm going to start the timer. We will be here for 2 minutes. And I invite you to start to really focus on your breath. Need long breaths in and deep breaths out. You take one really deep breath in, and then exhale, let it out through your mouth. You need to come out of the pose. You're going to want to draw your right hand in and press firmly into that palm to slowly lift yourself up so that you come back to a tabletop position. And just sit back on the heels for a moment and let your spine come into a neutral shape. Relax your shoulders. Keep the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and take a long breath out. And then we're going to head over to the other side. So again, you're coming back to tabletop. This time the right forearm comes down to the floor, palm faces down. Okay, knees in line with the hips, and the left arm either extends fully out, forehead either to the floor or to a block, or perhaps you're bringing that left elbow in a little bit more for support. Once again, just let the belly hang. Let the lower back feel a little bit vulnerable in this position here, with all that sort of compressed feeling through the back body. Really brings balance into the spinal cord. And then again, come into the breath. And take a deep breath in. Take a long breath out. And then press firmly into your left palm to slowly bring you back up to tabletop. Then once again, just sit back on the heels. Keep the eyes closed. Take a nice long, full breath in through the nose and then out the mouth. So as I said at the beginning of this short little video, you can work up to 5 minutes in this pose. We did 2 minutes. Even 2 minutes can make a difference. And another tip I want to give you is, say you've eaten dinner and it's really late and then you have to head to bed. This is a great posture to do, not only to help you digest better, but if you've been sitting all day and you're feeling very compressed through your spine and very shortened through your abdomen, this is a great pose just to release some of that muscular tension that you've been holding on, and as well aid your digestive system. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day wherever it is that you are, and thank you very much for practicing this really short yin sequence. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste.